World football history is awash with players and their clubs' contract severance over bizarre or weird reasons, and Portugal legend Cristiano Ronaldo has entered the infamous list with his recent exit from Manchester United. Following Ronaldo being sacked by Manchester United for exposing the club and Erik ten Hag in a bombshell interview with Piers Morgan, Complete Sports has compiled a list of the top 10 most bizarre football contract terminations in history. Adrian Mutu, drugs, Chelsea. First, the Romanian captain's turbulent 2-year marriage to his wife Alexandra ended with Mutu losing custody of his son as well. A sex scandal with a Romanian movie star was Mutu's next story that served as tabloid fodder. A car chase involving police resulting in a driving ban also followed, which ended in the striker being advised to seek psychiatric help. Mutu ought to have listened, as the final straw that broke Chelsea's back was his admission that he had taken drugs, which were alleged to be cocaine. Chelsea came down hard on Mutu, sacking the Romanian with immediate effect, stating, "In coming to a decision on this case, Chelsea believed the club's social responsibility to its fans, players, employees, and other stakeholders in football regarding drugs was more important than the major financial considerations to the company. Any player who takes drugs breaches his contract with the club, as well as Football Association rules." Nicolas Anelka, gross misconduct, West Brom. Anelka celebrated one of the rare goals he scored for West Brom with a gesture that was dubbed the quenelle. While the Frenchman claimed that his act was not anti-Semitic nor racist, the comedian credited with creating the gesture, Diodon Mabala Mabala, was linked with those very sentiments. The FA took a dim view of Anelka's act and banned the striker for 5 games while fining him £80,000 as well. Anelka's reaction, to announce on social media that he was freeing himself from his West Brom contract, tweeting, "I have taken the decision to free myself and put an end to the contract linking me with West Bromwich Albion." Terming Anelka's behavior gross misconduct, the Baggies cancelled the striker's contract days later, considering him far more trouble than he was worth. Adam Johnson, sexual activity with a child, Sunderland. Adam Johnson was arrested in March 2015 for allegedly being involved in sexual activity with an underage girl. The Black Cats sided with their man, offering him support as Johnson was subject to an investigation. However, the winger pled guilty to the charge, with the case presently being heard before a jury. Sunderland's response to the guilty plea was brief, but dripping with contempt in its brevity, saying, "In light of Adam Johnson's guilty pleas, the club has today terminated his contract with immediate effect. The club will make no further comment." Given that Johnson played 3 years of his 4-year contract, Sunderland had a right to sue the winger for a breach of contract. However, the Black Cats wisely decided against pursuing a potential £1 million windfall, given that the penalty outweighs Sunderland's hopes of not being associated with the case at all. Sergi Guardiola, insulting tweets. Barcelona. The midfielder was signed by Barcelona for their reserve side, but just an hour later found his contract terminated for a series of tweets praising Real Madrid and insulting Catalonia. The tweets have been subsequently deleted, but it is of no avail, as the name Sergi Guardiola will forever be synonymous with a footballer's stupidity leading to their contracts being terminated. The club even released a statement to that effect, saying, "FC Barcelona have decided to rescind the contract signed by the player Sergi Guardiola this afternoon, who was due to join Barca B." It emerged that he has published offensive tweets about both Barcelona and Catalonia. Julio Rey, insulting tweets. Deportivo La Coruna. Rey, whose surname literally translates to king, displayed behavior rather unbecoming of his name in 2012, when he tweeted the following. When translated into English, the tweet is rather rude, saying, "Fox Depor, Fox Riazor." Riazor happens to be Deportivo La Coruna's home ground. However, the Spanish club were unaware of the tweet when they decided to rescue Julio Rey from his middling career in the 4th tier of Spanish football 3 years later. The 20-year-old even posed for pictures with Deportivo, but as the club's legal team trawled through his Twitter account, they found the offending tweet and called off the move. Jeffrey de Vischer, defecating in public, FC Emmen. The former Aberdeen player was said to have been sacked by FC Emmen for defecating in public during a drunken night out. De Vischer was caught by police squatting beside his car after nature called, but claimed a friend had been behind the wheel. Nevertheless, he was sacked, but the man himself insisted the number 1 reason was a lack of playing time, not the number 2 reason. He told Voteball International magazine, "There are stories doing the rounds, but it's utter rubbish. I had nothing to do with it. I was released from my contract at Emmen because there were no more chances for me." Lee Clark, publicly supporting rivals Newcastle, Sunderland. Even before the age of social media and every fan owning a smartphone, the ex-midfielder was never getting away with this one. Clark, a lifelong Toon fan and former Newcastle player, made the move to fierce rival Sunderland in 1997, but kept his boyhood club in his heart. And when the Magpies reached the FA Cup final 2 years later, Clark was spotted among supporters wearing a t-shirt reading, "Sad Mackem B." Psst. He never played for Sunderland again, and his then-manager Peter Reid later wrote, "As soon as pictures of him started to appear in the media, it was obvious to everyone at Sunderland, particularly me, that his time with us would have to be brought to an abrupt end. When I next saw him, I told him he had to go. It was as simple as that. Our fans wanted him out, and there was no way back. Michael Keane, overweight, St. Patrick's Athletic. He will go a long way in the game. Another Roy Keane? I hope so." That was the verdict of then Preston North End manager David Moyes after Keane scored on his full debut against Wimbledon in 2001. 7 years later, Keane was sacked by St. Patrick's Athletic for allegedly being overweight and has never played professionally since. The following month, it was ruled the club were wrong to dismiss him, but the retired midfielder opted to do his coaching badges instead of return. "St. Patrick's Athletic did everything to break me," Keane told the Irish Independent. "It was a horrible time in my life, before and after they sacked me, but I was determined to clear my name." Adil Rami, wrestling on TV despite informing the club he's injured. Marseille was said to have sacked the defender after he went mud wrestling on a reality TV show despite telling the club he was injured. The Frenchman reportedly told the League One club he had to skip a session in 2019 before appearing on Fort Boyard. Rami was later filmed jumping around and grappling with fellow contestants on the TV show. That proved to be the final straw for the World Cup winner, following a host of sporadic behavior since his split with ex-Playboy model Pamela Anderson. Cristiano Ronaldo, disrespectful interview, Manchester United. On November 14, 2022, Cristiano Ronaldo's interview with Piers Morgan was published, where the five-time Ballon d'Or winner said he felt betrayed by new manager Erik ten Hag and 2 or 3 others who were allegedly attempting to force Ronaldo out of the club. Ronaldo said the club doubted him when he said he could not attend preseason training due to his daughter's illness and that he did not respect ten Hag because he doesn't show respect for me. Following the interview, United began seeking legal action over whether Ronaldo had breached his contract and were looking to terminate it. On 22 November, the 37-year-old's contract was terminated by mutual agreement with immediate effect. Particularly me, that his time with us would have to be brought to an abrupt end. When I next saw him, I told him he had to go. It was as simple as that. Our fans wanted him out, and there was no way back.